Have you ever looked in the mirror and suddenly felt like you weren't enough? Too many of us have, and chances are social media had something to do with it. Today, we're diving into how platforms like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc. are reshaping beauty standards, and not just in the influencer space, but in our everyday lives. I'm going to unpack the psychology, the pressure, and the silent mental toll that most of us have when it comes to constant comparison. Welcome back to Cody J Uncensored, the podcast where we take a closer look at the beauty industry, peel back the layers, and dive deep into what's really going on behind the scenes. I'm your resident pro MUA and beauty expert, Cody J. If you've ever wondered why that filtered selfie just hits different, or why so many of us chase trends that we didn't even know existed last week, then this episode is for you. So let's talk about the real cost of curated beauty. So social media did not invent beauty standards, let's just make that clear, but it sure as hell accelerated them. So what used to be seasonal trends in magazines are just now hourly, micro trends, if you will, on TikTok. And one day it's clean girl aesthetic, then next it's siren eyes, then it's cherry cola lips, and don't even get me started on the Instagram face trend. The airbrush blend of like cat eyes, button nose, pouty lips, poreless skin. Yeah, it's not just a trend, it's a digitally idealized face that somehow became the standard, and it's crazy. And here's the thing, most of it, it's not real. It's Facetune, it's filters, it's angles, it's lighting, editing, apps, etc. And yet we're comparing ourselves to it every single day because it really has become the standard. It's what we're all so used to seeing. Now, let's talk about influencers though. So I get it, I am technically considered one. And while the role of beauty influencers started with empowerment and self-expression, it's evolved into something more, complicated. We're expected to look flawless at all times, to embody the instead of like a before and after photo, we're just supposed to be the after photo, to sell not just products, but lifestyles and unattainable ideals. And audiences absorb that, whether consciously or not. And that's why I don't really call myself a beauty influencer. Others call me that, and that's fine. I don't care what you call me. Watch it. But I don't call myself that. I call myself a content creator. One, I don't care if you buy what products I'm using at all. I don't care if you want to mimic the makeup that I do. I don't care about any of that. I'm here to create content that educates you, entertains you, and just creates a place of safety and fun and a way for you to just escape your life. And even if it's just for 10 or 20 minutes, that's my goal personally. But side note, what's crazy is studies do show that regular exposure to edited images on social media directly correlates, that's a quote, with lower self-esteem, especially among young women and teenagers. And it's not just about vanity, it's about identity. And when beauty becomes a performance, authenticity often disappears. So even the influencers feel the pressure, not just those of you who are consuming content, it's the ones creating it too. No one talks about the burnout from having to look quote unquote on 24/7 and how people just are attacking you night and day, every single day because of how you look, especially if you don't look quote unquote perfect to them. And with that, let's get psychological for a minute. There's a term for what's happening. It's called social comparison theory. Look it up. It's the idea that we determine our own worth by comparing ourselves to others. And social media, it's basically a never-ending scroll of basically highlight reels or edited faces and bodies and manufactured perfection. It's not real. Yet we're constantly measuring ourselves against content that's been staged, filtered, monetized, and yet our brains process it like it's real. It's crazy. You don't even realize it's happening, but it is. So no wonder so many of us feel like we're falling short every single day. But this isn't just about beauty. It's about validation and identity and how technology is subtly rewriting the way we see ourselves. It's toxic, it's dangerous, it's harmful. But here's the twist. We're starting to finally wake up. There's really a movement in this industry that's happening towards being more authentic and beauty, and more creators than ever are showing their texture, they're showing their scars, their insecurities. Brands are embracing the diversity, not just in skin tone, but in body shapes, ages, abilities, identities, etc. It's so important. Platforms like TikTok are finally starting to fuel a more raw, unfiltered aesthetic. People are craving realness because they're tired of fake perfection. Still, it's a work in progress, and for every real skin post, there's a filter promising to, quote, snatch your jawline, but change is happening, and we get to be a part of that change. So being in this space, I've had to unlearn a lot of things. I've had to look at my own content and ask, am I contributing to the pressure, or am I creating a space where people feel seen and they feel authentic and they feel like they could feel loved within themselves? And don't get me wrong, I've struggled with the comparison too, and I felt the need in the past to edit or fix, to perfect my features, but the most powerful moments that I've had online weren't when I looked flawless. It was when I was real. And that's why I ditched filters years ago. I never, ever use any filters whatsoever when reviewing beauty products or doing tutorials. Now, don't get me wrong. You'll see me do a random TikTok video that's part of a trend that has nothing to do with like beauty or anything like that, where you'll see me like use a random fun filter. That's different. And obviously, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the actual filters that are meant to, one, deceive yourself, but also deceive others with the way you look. Those don't fly with me. At the end of the day, beauty should not be a standard. It should be a celebration of uniqueness or confidence, of love, of self-expression, and that's where we go from here. So the next time you're scrolling and you feel that little sting of not feeling good enough, stop, pause, remind yourself. What you're seeing is someone's highlight reel, not their real life. Thank you so much for tuning in to Cody J Uncensored. Until next time, stay curious, stay beautiful, and don't let anyone censor you.